the forks here have some cherry, and these boards are actually boards that we did not mill. They were milled by a person we know who has a sawmill, and they got milled, probably about 5 years ago now. They've been on the carport drying, and have a friend who wants to utilize them. So we're going to work on getting these cut down. They're roughly 12 inches, give or take, and we're going to cut them down to like 5, 6s, and whatever we can get out of them. And then they want the rough sawn look, but these aren't 100% the same all the way across. So to be able to put them up on a wall, we're going to go ahead and plane the backside so that he has a flat side to work on or work against and utilize. So we'll be working on running these through the table saw, joiner, and the planer, and kind of getting them cleaned up. He needs about 200 square feet, so I think we have enough boards pulled out here to be able to do that, and be getting those ready for him. So this is the time when the sawmill's currently down, so it just kind of worked out to where we can kind of work on this project, get this done while we wait for parts for the sawmill to come. So go ahead and start by getting all those boards inside so that we can start working on getting them cut down. So we'll go ahead and start by running everything through the table saw and get mainly 6-inch pieces, but we had a few 8s and a handful of then like 4-inch pieces. So kind of start by doing that to kind of get everything in a uniform size. So this also got us a straight edge, so you can see that we still have rough edge on the side, and we're going to go join everything, but it just didn't work out having boards that long, and you can see they're not 100% straight or flat. So running them through the small joiner that we have kind of ended up causing less of a straight edge than more, so we ended up just running everything through the table saw so that at least the two sides were parallel to each other. So then, as I mentioned, had mainly 6s, a few 8s, and then some 4s there. Just tried to maximize the board so we didn't have as much waste. So then we're getting everything set up to run through the planer. So here, got it set and ran boards one after another. And then a few times here we actually pause and take out a bin of the sawdust that comes from this. That's the one thing with the planer, is you end up with a lot of chips. So I end up having to run everything through about twice to get everything down to having a completely plain side. And we are just doing one side here. Wanted the rough sawn look on the other side, but this gives everything the same dimension and a flat side to work with. So we found that if you feed one board after another, it reduces the amount of snipe that you have at the end of a board whenever it comes out. So here you can kind of see, I think this is maybe after one run, so most of the kind of rough sawn is cleaned off. And then whenever I switch to the outgoing side, you can kind of see what it looks like after it's been through the planer. This planer does have the helical head on it, so it's not one big blade but a bunch of little ones, which seems to work really well and just makes a little bit nicer product. Then you can see it coming out here, and the cherry is really pretty after it's been plain like this. Even though he's going for the rough sawn look, I always like the look of freshly planed cherry. Just has a really nice green to it, and that red color really kind of comes out. Just kind of looking at the Cyclone setup. So it's just a small one that goes on a barrel, and then you can clean the barrel, and essentially nothing on the bag needs to be cleaned. And then you can see we have these connectors that we made up that just use magnets, so they just snap together. So you have one hose that you connect up to the whatever the machine is, and then use kind of flexible hoses with magnets to go from there. And that's what it looks like, the roughs on side there compared to the other. So using that small Cyclone that goes on the 55-gallon drum separates out all of the heavy stuff that falls into it versus going into the bag. So it's a lot easier to take that drum and we just dump the drum. This is like 3 loads of that drum in the bucket here. So it's a lot easier to just dump it out than trying to clean those bags. So and it does a pretty good job kind of sorting this out. So this is all the cherry, and you can tell this is all the stuff that comes from that planer. So it has a helical head on it, so it just takes the little chips out and just creates a whole bunch of them. I don't have any purpose for them, so I'm just gonna give them back to the earth and put it in the woods, and can kind of decompose back there. So after we get everything planed and happy with it, we go ahead and stack it on the forks and just try to go by size. Typically we do length instead of width, just because you want the longer stuff on the bottom. So we kind of get everything all together here, and then go through and put the binding on it just so that everything stays together whenever we move it around. Don't have loose boards. And you can check out, I have a video that kind of explains using this banding tool, so if you're interested in it, you can check out that video on how it works. So then for storage purposes, we just put it here in the carport at the back, put a couple of boards under it so we can get back to it with the forks, and he'll take delivery of it in a couple weeks. Thank you for watching the Schmitter's 100 Acre Woods. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.